Hey there, big thank you to Shay's channel, Meta Goody Mick, Ian Shelmington, Corruptor, Mike, Cellblame, Botica, Psilocybin, King, Snatcher, Cash, and He by Co. for clicking the join button down below and contributing to the channel financially. If you do enjoy the content, please consider clicking that like button, subscribing, and ringing that bell to help support the content grow even further. We also stream live at twitch.tv/Let's Suffer Together. Enjoy the show, my friends. Hey there, welcome back to Noita. I'm Suffer of Let's Suffer Together, back in the mountains, my friends, and that was a little bit weird. Well, we're on an adventure. Oh, ducks! We're on an adventure today, my friends, and I forgot to record the audio for this. This is after the fact, so I know exactly what's going to happen. We're on a bit of an adventure, my friends. We cover ourselves in blood. We are on a warrior's journey today, my friend. We are going to be running and seeing if we can complete a run with random projectile. Every shot we shoot will be random. Of course, the wand is really basic, but we don't really care, because we don't want to be firing really fast, because there's really deadly shots, and we don't want to be firing really slow, because we actually want to do some damage now and again. But, of course, we're going to have to play in a very specific and wonderful way if we want to get through this today. Just get your favourite beverage, get settled in. You know, it's an epic run. I really enjoyed this one. With the random projectile, certain things that you don't think are actually projectiles and probably static projectiles, like, you know, the mists, they are actually projectiles. It's really weird, but we're not going to be collecting other ones. We're trying to get as much HP as possible to, you know, get around being firing every single projectile in the game. We're going to be doing a bit of Metal Gear Solid as well while we, you know, sneak past enemies. If we don't have to fire, we shouldn't, you know? We want to win, you know? We want to get through and successfully while using the wand, because while you could technically do a run without firing your wand ever, it's not likely, and I want to increase the likelihood of my victory, and we need money for rerolls, and you'll see, it gets really hairy, and it's a good run. Again, it's one of those that I really enjoyed doing. When I opened up the video afterwards, and realised that even though it's Streamlabs is complicated stuff and microphones and a nice little HP there, wonderful. Even though HP doesn't exist anymore because the devs have done some shadow updates and changed the RNG around, I think we're sure of it. Concentrated mana, there's no real point because always casts don't use mana. So, however, we got really bullied there. Sorry about a little bit of the lag in the video as well. While I was recording, things happen, and it's a bit of a pain in the ass. My apologies, but at least I can see it while recording, so I apologise every time. And yeah, sometimes Noita and Streamlabs doesn't get on that well. Don't worry. I know the problem was I didn't actually notice it at this point in the recording, and it turned out to I really got into the run, and by the time Streamlabs warns you, it's like, okay, I'm already into the run. What am I going to do? Throw this run when I'm, you know, really enjoying it and feeling like it's having a good vibe. So hopefully, you know, you can get past that and enjoy the run for what it is. Because regardless, firing random projectiles at any point. Yeah, I was really confused there because I did a run before this, but I died really early. And I got a perk lottery. And during the actual recording of this, I was like, it's very unlikely we're going to get another perk lottery. So I'm a little bit miffed there. And because the other, I could have taken no wand editing. It wouldn't have mattered at all. In fact, it would have been beneficial because I would have been able to heal. Thinking about stuff after the fact, you remember a lot more. But we're trying to kick this because I'm thinking of coming back for a reroll on these. So I'm trying to kick this to actually stop a bit of the collapse. Yeah, kicking this dude around, not that easy, really. And yeah, it's not like a casual bottle flip, I'll give it that. And yeah, so close. I wanted it exactly on that little thing. It looks like it would fit just perfectly on it. I don't know what you'd call it. But I'll leave it there because that's close enough, right? And concentrated mana, it just removes money from the game. It doesn't really do anything since it turns water into concentrated mana. The good thing is you can kick some of the rock if it hasn't properly settled, but we end up making it worse for ourselves. So, launch a deer. Luckily, it wasn't anything too explosive, but again, if you wait a little while, you know what's coming. And Well, you know what, probably coming several times. In the build-up to this video, I did a practice or two, and I managed to get, like, in about 15 different shots. I had, like, 3 holy hand grenades. The big holy hand grenades. I can't remember exactly what they're called. But I was like, how random is this, man? I wondered if it was actually seeded, but apparently not. I don't know. Because some things appear more often than others. The really bad ones are teleports and returns. Because if you hit a return and you're trying to kill people and get away from that, it puts you back in the same spot. But I decided trick killing was legitimate. I made several decisions throughout the run of what I considered legitimate, because I'm making up the rules here, you know, I'm just doing it for fun. But I don't want to give myself an unfair advantage, and I don't want to, you know, kill myself due to my stubbornness trying to, you know, keep on the same old thing. Yeah, nice little worm launch there. I thought it might have killed someone, but apparently not. Didn't seem like it did after the fact. However, we see that heart, and of course we want it, right? We really want it. Nice little propane there. The great thing is, give me a lot of money for the trick kills, thinking I'm going to get that reroll. Yeah, that lag is actually quite bad, isn't it? Fuck, man. I hate that. But again, we nuke ourselves in the face, because that's just what happens when you're using random projectiles, right? But luckily, it's actually really easy to do this. You just have cheat GUI on, and you're easily... it takes about 5-10 seconds to actually build a one, so... Hey, we start again, right? That was... I could have restarted the entire video there, but decided that... Nah. We'll keep it going. You know? Might as well. Nuking yourself in the face? Hey, that's actually, you know, content, baby. It's a random projectile spell on the always cast, and, generic wand. Literally generic. Since that's what cheat GUI gives you as default. And away we go, with hope in our heart and joy in our soul. Because there's something about being nuking yourself in the face with random projectiles that, you know, fills you with confidence that, hey, next time you'll survive, and, well, with a bit of patience, you will, you know. Eventually, you'll just live the life you want to live. Without being crushed, exploded, set on fire, burnt. That nuke I shot at myself was actually a giga nuke. I saw some toxic around after the fact as well. So with random projectiles, you're just looking to get lucky, you know? However, with between gigasaws, death crosses, this is really lucky, you know? We get the heart, we get money. I really want to kill those spiders, man. And they're looking at me like, you know, 20 money. And, well... We're thinking about it hard, but there's money elsewhere, you know? I can always go back from the second floor to the Holy Mountain to sort that out, but... Yeah... Yeah, the actual circles, the mists, are really a pain in the ass, because you don't really want fire immunity or toxic immunity during the run, because it's all about explosion immunity. Primarily, you know? However, the fact that the mists are there, and a lot of projectiles can set you on fire, is really quite annoying. So I come over here because I want to launch a nuke in there and just try and get lucky, automatically have the distance, and of course you see just the casual annoyance that is toxic mist, but 2 in a row before the last one is gone. Yeah, the water evaporates there. I'm not sure if it's actually because it's part of the desert. But that's highly inconvenient. We accidentally destroy Scully. Oh yeah, yeah, just stop in the middle of the action like perfection. And but no, it's because I didn't restart my computer. I thought I could get away with it because I recorded a lot of Noita recently that didn't lag. But if I normally restart my computer before doing a nice little video, and I didn't this time. I just wanted to get into it, and this is the consequence and the price I pay. Ah, well. It's really random as well. Like, sometimes it'll happen, sometimes it won't. And I rolled the dice today, you know? I rolled the dice, got lag, realised that I hadn't actually unmuted myself, so I have to record it all over again. Ah, the life of a content creator is, it's an interesting one, you know? But, ultimately, you know, All good. Yeah, I just send things down here, just trying to get lucky with a nuke, because I can always hide behind, you know, the rock. Oh dear, oh, that he would have died. My legs are gone from that deer, definitely. But no dice. Nothing doing that. To be fair, I don't think the lag is severe all throughout the video. I think it's just periods, like 10, 20 seconds of periods of time, which is still annoying. But ultimately, not ruined. So again, I made the decision. Executive decision. Since this run, again, as I was explaining while I was muted, so essentially I talked to myself for 40 minutes. And no one will ever hear what I said, which is a damn shame, really, isn't it? You know? It's not a sign of insanity. It isn't. Well, it might be. But one thing I can promise you, is, I was rushing the first few floors, really, because they're wide open areas, really, that I don't really want to fire much, because it's just too risky. I don't have many immunities, not much at stake. The further you get down, the more stakes there are, the more likely you are to have HP and actually survive deadly shots, and the more impactful play you're going to have later on. So I just kind of, you know, fuck off the second floor, if I'm being honest. Now we have a bit of a decision to make. If I'm correct in remembering, kind of. No, it's the next series that I was referring to. But I was thinking about taking pinpointer and making the spells fly faster and having accuracy, but then I realised, one, nukes would fly faster and I wouldn't be able to get behind cover. Also, gigasaurs would actually probably chase me down faster and I'd have less time to actually get away from them. And luckily, I can afford a reroll, so that is in the option bucket. I should have taken an extra perk, actually, at this point, if I'm being honest. Breathless, not really an issue. I'm not going to bury myself. Ish. Maybe. Kind of. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Not to that point of... well, if it was going to crush me or bury me, I was going to die anyway because it's an earthquake. And it's impact, not drowning. So, we reroll. And we get fire immunity. Or the other option, no more knockback. And we take fire immunity. Just so, you know, spells won't impact my meager HP too much. But I get quite lucky here. Oh, is it here? Or was it in the other run? Can't remember. Memory, bad. My apologies. But, one thing I do know what happens here very shortly. There's a little bit of a nuke that I just get away from. Which was very nice. It was very nice indeed. Yeah, I think every time I've nuked, it's kind of lagged a little bit on it, so maybe it's preempting the nuke. Yeah, I wanted the money, so I did take a potential impact there. Luckily, it just missed me. Even though rerolls are now at 400, and I was probably never getting that this biome, because I would have to kill a lot of people. And with that, I would have had to compromise my entire life. I mean, that was a really good shot, because that destroys terrain, and that could have got me through. But now we can't fire spells for the next 12 seconds as well, so we have to deal with that. Which, to be fair, you know, bothered me, you know? Oh no, I can't kill myself. Tragedy. It just blows up on me, so... What to do? When we get to the exit, we don't, you know, we don't hang around. It's not where the true entertainment is. Hisi base, my friends, is where it's at. Mainly because, we'll take Toxic Community here, because the mists are just annoying, you know? I don't want to have to keep applying water. Especially when I'm at the top of the Holy Mountain, and I'm trying to defend myself. Well, that was nice. But yeah, Hisi base is long and windy, you know? It's got a lot of dead ends. It's very short. Isn't much roof space. And, however, we still get slimed, you know? But I'm trying to launch a nuke down here because I can get behind cover again, so I get an early advantage. The problem with this, and the problem I had in the other run, where I died, in the Hisi base, I got ganged up on. You know? So many Hisi. My shots are not guaranteed to be powerful at all. In fact, I can do, like... I can literally just get out DPS'd very quickly. I can get very... So, there's two problems. You don't do enough damage, or you do too much explosives around the area. Or you do something that's just bad, like an earthquake. Or you shoot an explosive, the enemy's shooting at you, they explode the shot you shot in your face. Yeah, killing double medic there, that kind of sucked. Because I've only got 155 HP. We might have needed them, man. But we decided to run for it and take our chance running into a horde of Hisi. We know we can't, unless we kill these guys, there's no going back, you know? We just have to run forward. It's a shame, but we die again. Now, since the first few... No, I normally wouldn't do this, but since I'm editing it myself, you know, basically, you can see the timer down there. Yeah, you know, just let's get to the business end of this thing. You know, boom, da, boom. We run down. Oh, did I nuke some of that? Ah, that feels familiar. And, yeah, I just run past. You know, there's not much here. I think I just decided to ignore this. The contact damage felt a bit cheaty. So I just I don't know, it's a difficult one because it's not a spell. You know, it's an alternative way of damage, and I was kicking rocks and stuff like that. I just, you know, no, you know, it's not what we're here for. We're here for the random spells, not for me just running into enemies. I was gonna collapse it, try and get the reroll again, but hoo-hoo. Yeah, again, we get HP, and not much doing that, apart from... Was that an earthquake? Saying that, yeah, we did nuke here, and, you know, you're gonna get a nuke eventually on a long enough timeline. We're just trying to collect some money as well, because of that reroll. But I think I've pretty much decided to ignore it in the end. Yeah, we get bullied here, so we just have to go down. We just have to run. And, gamble or HP, it had to be the HP. It was an extra 85 damage. 85 HP, sorry. And that big bump, that was going to do me the world of good. Random spell could have been heart anyway, you know, it could have been that anyway, and then it could have given me something entirely negative. So, a bit indecisive. But obviously, we go with the HP. And I'm gonna play it from here. Just to, you know, get rid of a bit of the, because restarting all the time, you have to go through area. That nuke to the face. I'm glad I stopped it there. That nuke to the face I was really proud of. Surviving that means we've got enough HP. We're at the right distance at the right time. It means we have to run faster though. How I survived that? Snipers? I got really lucky there. Put a deer in the way as well so they couldn't actually see me. But then he comes back and I get a little bullied. We have to just fight now, you know. Another nuke though. And I was just the right distance away from that as well to not take the damage. Because that would have killed me if I was in the circle. I'm pretty sure. Pretty much guaranteed. But this little boy comes along. Tries to ruin my entire day. Unfortunately, I become a bit indecisive here. And while trying to use gravity to assist me, this little boy comes along and makes me run the other way. Should have just head down, but I didn't want to get frozen and then headbutted. So, yeah, we decide, you know, a little bit of damage to that dude, get a bit of space in the open area, and maneuver around. It's a smart thing to do. You don't want to be in an closed area with those skulls. They're pretty brutal. But luckily, not much going on now. We just head down. Nukes really seem to make a biome shorter, you know? It's just less terrain all around, and yeah, it's good times. So we only have one perk despite being in 2 holy mountains. What am I looking at there? What the fuck? I confused myself. But of course, we ignore invisibility as well, explaining that It's cheesy. You can win the entire game with invisibility. Kind of like contact damage. It's an alternative way of playing. While we're being a bit Metal Gear Solid in it, in the entire thing, and playing a bit of an evasion game, we give it a reroll. We actually take phasing, because I don't think that's as cheesy. If you go back to no-hit runs, when we're looking at anti-cheese rules, so you're not using ambrosia, you're not using invisibility, you're allowed to use phasing. So that, of course, you can use contact damage. But contact damage was just another way of attacking, which, again, we're making up the rules as we go along, but I think it was a fair balance. Phasing does actually turn out to be pretty sick in this situation. Sometimes it doesn't seem to work, but then other times, you obviously see it save your life over and over again. And this Hisi base is a little bit spicy, because we have a few ways that enemies can come from. I end up being an idiot at certain points, like usual. But I tried to kick him here, and he unfroze really fast. I thought that was really unfair, you know. I thought he was being a bit of a dick, to be honest. I should have tried shooting that ice, try and crush him. It's better to like shoot one shot to try and get an environmental kill rather than trying to kill Hisi with potentially multiple shots. But a load of lava and chaotic poly here. We don't want anything to do with that, to be honest. That's not my bag, baby. Considering what I can do there, better just to go the other way, to be honest. But what I wanted to do, I wanted to lead them up back into the Holy Mountain so I could drop stuff on them. Mainly projectiles, but maybe the boxes if it worked. But we want some height so we can get them around here, so I have a bit of protection from any explosive launch, that kind of thing. Plus, they're more easily evaded. Oh, I did an infestation, I didn't even see that. And of course, not having the toxic community, well, that just doesn't pay off. Considering we never got it in this run, you know. Getting both fire and toxic community in the previous run, it was a bit of a luxury that I, you know, you want, but you don't want at the expense of explosion immunity. And you noticed, in any of these runs, I never got explosion immunity at the moment. And, yeah. To be fair, saw blades and stuff like that are probably the biggest threat in a way, because you can't really outdistance a saw blade. You have to be good at movement-wise. While a nuke, you can't really predetermine. Well, you can't predetermine a saw blade, but you know what I mean? Just a nuke's just going to happen, because you're going to have to point at an enemy. You're going to have to try and maintain at least some distance to them. But you can't be behind metal while shooting. A little Lumi drill. So effective. But, again, firing so much only ends up increasing the likelihood you're gonna make a massive mistake. Now, what I'm thinking of making a few explosions down there to make a big hole that I could travel down through. And, a return. Again, the returns are horrible. Luckily, got away with it. Kicks his ass. Took the pheromone for no reason. But when you're, again, back in the Holy Mountain, it's kind of fine. Probably to do an earthquake. There's a few hiding spots you can get in. But when you're out in an unfamiliar biome. So now we see a medic, we figure, oh, it's safe to explore. Medic wouldn't be in a dangerous environment at all until you realise the reason we died last time was being bullied by Hisi. But this is scary. If I get staggered into there, you know, almost staggered. But toasters, I mean, they're pretty resistant to projectiles, so what the hell am I going to do? Yeah, I figured these can actually do some damage. I'm kind of glad there's a bit of lag while this is happening, because, you know, it's not the most important thing. A bit of a shield attack, you know? Big whoop. Until the cross. Yeah, the cross is a bit mean, because you just automatically will be hit. And of course, it's so sensible while enemies are around to try and make a hole in the floor below you. Anything could happen, you know? But what else are you going to do? You could just try and leave them in the dust and run away, but... No, not at all. And on a long enough timeline... something's going to happen eventually. Luckily, we start kicking for our life. We kill one of the toasters. We start kicking until, because we don't want one of the bit. We didn't want the bit of land to settle, because then it won't be kickable anymore. And we managed to get away, locking us in. But other enemies, and that's a really nice shot to get some terrain dug. Gives us a new way through. But yeah, blocks other enemies from coming from different directions. Nice little propane tank to play with, but I don't think there's anything doing that. But the more you explore, the more likely you are to bump into enemies, and yeah. Eventually, on a long enough timeline, you're gonna do the exact same thing twice in a row. And luckily, this one's a bit more lenient, you know, until that happens. But we save ourselves, we realise we're falling, make a run for it, and phasing backs me up a little bit as well, so that was nice of it. That's where the combination of HP and phasing saves my ass here. I could have been stun locked. I say stun locked. I could have been bullied and stunned enough to die. But we make it through. Now the jungle is really kind of paradoxical in that it's one of the easiest to run through sometimes, but it can be one that there's enough enemies to bully you to make it really difficult. Now, I was explaining, Plasma Beam is another way to kill enemies that I didn't really want. It would also slow my shots down. Actually, the actual reload and stuff like that, so we just take fire immunity. And these wasps, man, they're fucking evil. Spawn camping when I'm on such a challenge. But again, firing at enemies like this, while it is what we want to do for the entertainment of the run, I also want to give myself, you know, mix it up, survival and kind of random projectiles. So I gave it a good balance, and in this biome especially, I just know I lost too much HP too quick and decided that fuck y'all, the vault's next, which is going to be an interesting one regardless, so just like the coal pits. Fuck it. I said that the coal pits last time we had a nuke and a few things because I was grinding for a bit of money. I didn't want homunculus because that's another way to kill enemies. Feared by worms is useless. So actually, I was actually a little bit underwhelmed by the rate of fire on my wand, even though I didn't want to fire fast. So faster ones was actually pleasant, especially when we're getting later in the game and we wanted a bit more oomph. But yeah, once again, mandatory. I apologise for the lag of the game. It's not my intent to put out content like this, but I really like this run. So please forgive. And yeah, I am aware, and you know, I normally wouldn't, but special occasion and all that, you know. A special occasion in that recording the video again would have meant up till about 4 in the morning. And yeah, the vault, ladies and gentlemen, which is singularly annoying without melee immunity, especially when you find this guy fucking camping the start. You know, the problem with procedural, no, the problem with random projectiles, you know, if someone's got a shield, it limits your options even more. So what are you going to do? Run away, of course. The classic let's suffer together technique of running away. Hey, it's a beautiful strat, you know? Highly, highly sought after strat. Problem, we open up the actual sentry over there to be able to fire at us. And as soon as we start getting hit by that sentry, hoping I can wiggle down there, luckily, we just can. Yeah, the black hole is not so bad on certain enemies, but unfortunately, it didn't take. Because it could have sucked that guy into a different dimension, but it didn't. Yeah, I figured this was a dead end, but it turned out it wasn't. However, that fire enemy, forgetting I had fire immunity, I think he might be slightly explosive, that shot as well, he pulls out. Yeah, that's a bit rough there. And once I'm at half HP, all systems go to the exit. I accidentally got a return spell there. Phasing saved my life yet again. A little bit OP in it. Kind of halfway through, I was not regretting taking it because we managed to get through the vault. And now we come to one of the hardest biomes for random projectiles. Just by the like, vault is normally considered harder than this next biome, but with random projectiles, and I'm sorry, that's been on the screen the whole time, hasn't it? And yeah. We meditate with the fish. What I would do for that heavy shot right now. I was thinking about taking always cast, but it could give me another projectile, which wouldn't impact too much depending what it was. It would make things really messy. With 345 HP, we're in good spirits, I suppose. And I'm trying to get another reroll because the flies are there with the money waiting for me. I'm trying to kick this to stop any falling debris, potentially making my life hard, but it's a really kind of out there solution that doesn't solve anything. It's more of a preventative measure. I love doing that. I love just scuffing the statue. And we just sack it off. These flies, man, you don't realize how brutal certain things are until you stop firing, because you're paying attention to yourself and how much damage you're trying to do. If you just, you know, are concentrating on the amount of damage they do, they're ruinous, man. But tell you what, we make the saw blade work, you know? We give ourselves some breathing room. Kinda works. Got some kills, got the money, which is irrelevant at the moment because we're not going back up. A classic Stratman, run away. It's a beautiful Stratman. Oh, the return again. So I'm at 270 HP. We lose over 150 HP all in one go. That was more than half my HP just gone. My total HP as well. So we figure we have to play smart, you know? Time things right. Not shoot as much because, well, at this moment, without explosion immunity, nuke kills me, that kind of thing, you know? Saw blade in a tight environment kills me. We're so close to the end, and the boss fight is going to be hard anyway. We have a really 5-head moment. Teleport down. Use a speedrunning strat. But phasing won't allow it, so we get lucky at the end here, just get the teleport in the nick of time. However, I think I get sent back up. I think this is further up. I'm pretty sure I've already been around here. And we get into some really, really sketchy situations. Mainly because, well, the refusal to actually try and kill anybody, because what's the point? Most projectiles wouldn't kill them anyway. You know? I use projectiles here to actually get through terrain. 65 HP, 57, 50. And then we get blocked off again. I could have tried to go even more up, but we take the decision. What we need to do, get through the sand. Just get through to a new area. Oh, that was a clutch death cross. However, then we come across another barrier that stops us. And turns out, we couldn't get through. However, being the sneaky son of a bitch we are, and the fact you can float a little, we slip away unaware, everybody else unawares. However, realizing that the other area had no escape route, we had to go back. We bought ourselves some time. The other enemies are on fire. We hit the shaman. Get teleported again. Oh, we see the exit. Hope we. It was beautiful. At 24 HP, making it to the final. The final fight. And if you have watched me before and seen some of the casual runs, you'll know all I ever want to do is get to the final fight. I don't care about winning the final fight too much. It's all about getting there and experiencing the one-on-one with Colmy on a casual run. Now, the no more knockback, really good, you know? We had a few thoughts here. The levitation could have got me out of the lava quicker if I happened to earthquake or nuke the place and all the lava poured down on me. No more knockback. If I get hit, I could be knocked down into the lava initially, so if I wasn't being knocked back, I wouldn't be punted into the lava in the first place unless I run out of levitation. Now, what I'm planning on doing, and I planned this beforehand, and I made sure I told everyone, I'm going to throw the potion at the left lava, just in case I need to get myself more room that's not above the lava. I can run there to the left-hand side of the boss fight easier. And we end up taking no more knockback because it's a sensible thing to do, to be honest. In my humble opinion. I changed my mind at the last second. I'm actually going to throw the water instead, because I'm pretty sure water's potentially more solid than blood to actually throw it up there, but I'm going to do it after we initiate the fight. So random projectile fighting. Earthquake is one of my favourite ways of actually killing Call Me, however it's highly dangerous. So I don't really want to do it. What I'm looking for is a freezing shot that can freeze him so I kick him. However, we'll take anything, and we can, you know, we'll take that even. Because we did the earthquake low enough. We got really, really lucky. He takes massive damage, and we did the earthquake low enough that lava didn't pour down dramatically. Get him down to his more chaotic state. Trying to find that spell. Black hole nearly obliterated me because of all the projectiles being sucked off into it. But the acid finishes the day, and that was random projectiles, my friends. That was an insane little run. I got really paranoid. Did you see that tail fly away then? I thought for some reason I'd launched a Giga Saw Blade. Turns out we're fine, and it was a really good fight. It didn't actually take much damage, but that was the difference between the earthquake. The amount of distance of the earthquake would have made. And we get abstained from one tinkering because, you know, we never edited our once. I love the way this flips, by the way. It flips really well. It just, yeah, the flip, man. 100,000 gold, we'll spend that, I'm sure. But that was, you know, a really interesting and fun run. That's why I didn't want to throw away the footage, even if it lagged a little bit, even if, you know, I found out immediately afterwards my microphone was actually turned off. But thank you, my friends, for taking the time to watch this video all the way through. I hope you found it as entertaining as I found it making it. Yeah. We stream live at twitch.tv/Let's Suffer Together. Come and join us for some great interactive live entertainment with a great community of good people, you know, chilling and enjoying some good video games, and your boy Suffer chilling and having fun too. You know, it's always nice seeing people come over from YouTube to enjoy what we do over at Twitch. It's always a great time. Come and join us, and yeah, have fun. You know, more importantly, just have fun, chill, you know, and enjoy some live video gaming. Also, if you could. If you enjoyed the content, you know, that like button, that subscribe button, that bell is there for your consideration, you know. It's up to you, but it always does help the content and, you know, the old algorithms and shit. Anyway, my friends, I'll be back tomorrow with a new video. We'll also be streaming tomorrow as well, and most days. Thank you for your time. Thank you for being a fan of the game, you know. It's one of those that it's got such a great community behind it that always makes me smile, knowing that people enjoy great gaming like this. And it's always a good time, you know? Thank you. Catch you later. Enjoy the rest of your day. See you soon. Take it easy. Enjoy the rest of your night. Have a good one, guys.